we don't really want a rightward spin axis when we've already said the hole is sitting on a slope like that. That's really a recipe for us to just get further and further away from the hole. We're going to turn that into a little bit of a draw. That ball actually stayed on line. It did not kick more to the right. All right, guys, it is officially Canadian summer and we're finally able to do some outdoor content. We're here at Brampton Golf Club, my home club. This morning we played a round of our new Encore series. And we thought while we're here, we're going to touch on some short game stuff that we've badly neglected on the channel just because it has been a slow start to the season. So one of the things I want to talk to you guys about today, and everyone will have their own short game issues, I'm sure, is the thought about creativity within the short game. I think a lot of people, when they think about chipping, they think of, they've got a pitching wedge, gap wedge, sand wedge, lob wedge, and the variety stems from which club do you use. But they don't really think about the creativity within each club. And that's what I want to talk about with you guys today. All right, guys, nice simple 40-yard wedge shot, a little bit uphill. And the purpose of talking about this one is it's a little bit left to right on the slope here. So I'm going to hit one to start with. Okay, so we're going to just pitch this one in a basic pitch motion. We've got the quad here. We're going to be reading the ball sort of flight numbers of my standard pitch shot. I'm going to try to fly it about 38 yards and then have it trickle out. Okay, not too bad. Skip, skip. Just came to a little stop there. Probably just need to carry that a little bit further. Pretty good. Okay, not bad at all. Okay, little rightward, but 37 path was a tad into out. Makes sense. The ball did leak a little bit right. Okay, so we got a little bit of grab, a little bit of spin. As you can see, from a neutral delivery, we're getting some pretty standard numbers. Launch angle 33, backspin 6400, spin axis is a little bit right. What I wanted to specifically talk about with this video is, as I said, the creativity of that. We don't really want a rightward spin axis when we've already said the hole is sitting on a slope like that. That's really a recipe for us to just get further and further away from the hole. So what I would love for you guys to try and explore with is a little bit of shot shaping when it comes to the wedges. Okay, so I'm going to do some things to my setup. Rather than setting up very square with a backswing that is kind of just on a nice inward arc, sort of working around my body, I'm going to now start to get a little bit more closed off with the stance. Okay, when I take the club away, you'll see the club comes in a little bit and the face is going to be a little more closed. So what I'm trying to work on the quad is to turn that rightward spin axis, so making that ball spin to the right, we're going to turn that into a little bit of a draw pitch shot. Okay, so one of the other things you'll see there, angle of attack 7.2 degrees down. That's a little bit on the steep side, and for those of you who do get a little bit too steep into your pitches, hitting little draws is a great way to shallow yourself out as a little bonus as well. Okay, so what we saw with that one is, rather than landing on a slope with sort of, rightward spin axis, that ball actually stayed on line. It did not kick more to the right. The quad, unfortunately, didn't get the numbers on that one, but you guys could see, obviously, how the ball reacted was very different. Okay, so same thing again. A little more closed stance. Work the club around us. a little bit more of a lower ball flight as well. The launch angle came down to under 30 degrees there. Spin axis is now 7 degrees to the left. So we're effectively hitting draws into this little left to right pitch shot, which will really help it hold its line. Let's do one more. Skip, skip. And again, about half of the proximity, about twice as close to the hole as we found when we had that little sort of cut spin wedge shot that for me is a stock wedge shot. It does spin a little bit more, the cut spin wedge shot, but I definitely don't hit it as close to the hole as I would in this scenario. So we can clearly see that golf ball spinning left towards the hole, 4 degrees spin axis to the left. Really, really nice strike on that one. And it just really gets us much, much closer to the hole. So as much as we can play around with draw swings and fade swings when we hit full shots, we can also do it with the short game as well. Okay, let's go to the back right flag. Let me quickly shoot it. Okay, guys, when we're hitting that little draw pitch shot and as we said, we're bringing the launch angle down. We're keeping the spin okay. 6,300 on a 36-yard shot is a decent amount of spin. You guys could see how much it grabbed at the end. But now at this point, we've got the ball elevated. We don't have much room to land it. We are going to have to go to the cut wedge shot at this point. So the angle of attack being a little bit down, that's good. But we want to turn that path into being a little bit more out to in. So this is where we want to feel like we're going to be hitting in a little bit more of a fade. They're really not that different in terms of the carry distance. That has only went 4 yards further than the previous one. But you guys will notice the length of swing, how different that was. I had to really get out to in 2.4 degrees, 8 degrees down on the angle of attack, trying to create the launch conditions. So we lifted the launch angle by 6 degrees there in order to try and get that one to elevate and land a little bit softer. That was really, really nice. Let's see if we can get that one up again a little bit. So 2-4 out to in. Yeah, I liked all of that. Making sure we're kind of cutting across it. Make sure we feel like we're going to be hitting that little carvy fade. Not bad, fraction too long. That flew 43. Quite similar in the delivery. Yeah, 9 degrees down, 4.5 degrees out to in. See if we can get one more. Just a little shorter, fly at about 41. Yeah, really, really nice. Flew up there to 40 yards again, 36 launch, 63, really consistent numbers. But again, it's back to the main point of this video for you guys is how I'm changing the delivery. Now, I'm not really doing an awful lot to change the feel of the delivery. You'll see I'm just really angling my body slightly differently. So for the draw, the right foot came back. The club would travel a little bit lower around, call it my waistline, this belt loop. Okay, I want to keep the club head under the belt loop. If it gets to be in the cut swing, I want to get that club elevated much, much earlier. And that's what's going to allow me to cut across it, create a steeper angle of attack, and obviously the out to in path that's going to give us the more friction as we cut across. So it's important to know what your baseline is, guys. My baseline is really neutral. So it's not that difficult for me to change my setup, have a draw, change my setup, have a fade. But you guys have to find out for yourself ultimately what your baseline is. And from there, you can build a little bit more creativity around your wedge shot. So give this a try, whether it's outdoors or indoors. I think it can really make a big difference. And where you can be in scenarios where you need something that has a little bit more draw to it that will stop the ball spinning away down a slope, or a ball that needs to elevate and come to a bit of a quicker stop, like the ones in that last pin position where the pin is very much tucked. So gives you options, gets you closer to the hole, is ultimately going to shoot lower scores. So let us know if you enjoyed this, guys. Really enjoy getting out and doing more content outdoors. We want to hear what you guys want. Ultimately, that's the name of the game with the Fraser Golf Institute. Stay tuned for more. We'll see you again soon.